as Skeppy felt the need to actually go back.
Dog, Skep. You know who he looks like? Skeppy, bro. Skeppy, bro. Hear me out, Skeppy. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Okay. Why Sunnyv2 was forced to leave YouTube by its Blanko.
Sunnyv2 is undeniably the most popular video essay, mini documentary, commentary YouTuber. Whatever genre you want to call that, he's the biggest one. With over 4 million subscribers and millions of views per video, he has a very respectable audience. He's created a style that's so iconic that so many channels shamelessly copy him, and it works. He created an undeniable formula if done right. But at the same time, he's got a
my guy, you gotta clean your nose out before a video, bro. I'm sorry, that's all I'm looking at right now.
A lot of negative reception from YouTubers that has made him not so very respected. It could be argued that with his style and building such a giant fan base, Sunny has negatively contributed to YouTube by essentially being able to monetize off negativity. But to Sunny, this didn't really matter, and he kept on building up his brand. That was up until recently when he just stopped posting. Every single Thursday at the same time, Sunny posted for the last 4 years, but then out of nowhere just left. And the reason why he left seems to be out of his control, and there's a very big chance that
that's him? I never knew what he looked like.
Will not be coming back. And he also might not be missed. So let's cut the bullshit and get right into it. It might be hard to believe, but Sunny's old content is not even remotely close to what he currently posts. If you watch some of his old stuff without any context, you genuinely would not recognize that it's him.
Hi guys, Sun here, and this video is going to be a little bit different. We're actually going to be testing whether or not you get better XP rates when you're making the effort to shoot the chinchompas at red chinchompas, or whether or not you get the...
On June 4th, 2015.
Oh my god, bro, he's real. Everybody thought Sunnyv2 was like a fake voice. Well, I guess that would make sense. People these days, they think everything is AI, but it wouldn't make sense because he started his channel so long ago. It was like, I checked Sunny's channel, bro. It's been 2 months since his last post.
He would post his very first video on his channel, Might of Sun. This channel was basically just gameplay videos where he tried to show off his personality. But he didn't really commit to it, only posting 29 videos and getting around 700 subscribers. A lot of this distraction came from being at college, so he didn't really commit to it. But deep down, Sunny really wanted to be a real YouTuber. In 2019, he'd have a fresh new start with a new channel, Sunnyv2. The name paid homage to his old channel and signified that he was going to try things better this time. And he would pick up the grind again, but this time as a Fortnite streamer. Now this was 2019 during the peak of Fortnite when everyone was trying to be like Ninja. I mean, like literally everybody was trying to be like Ninja.
No.
On top of this, he would post tons of silly Fortnite themed videos.
I posted one Fortnite video and I was not trying to be like Ninja, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It was like world's first PC victory while taking a dump. But these videos didn't really get a lot of good reception, getting a very awful like to dislike ratio. Getting so much hate so early signified that this wasn't really the path for Sunny. At least, not as a gamer. He was still motivated to be a creator. So then, he would start to post more motivational videos. We get 30,000 days, make them count. Taking the easy path in life. How to make your 2020 better than your 2019. There was even a period where Sunny was blatantly inspired by Sneeko and made videos pretty similar to him.
Biologically perceive uncomfortability to be a negative emotion.
I don't know if you've ever seen my old videos, but this is like copy paste, the same music, the same editing style. This is what I used to do, chat. Wow.
The old Sneeko, not the rip-off Andrew Tate Sneeko.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, wait, what?
These videos seem like a completely different person because he was showing his face and his personality so much. These videos would get him a couple thousand subscribers, which isn't a lot, but for him, it was much better progress than what his last channel did. But today, none of these videos can be found because they were completely wiped from the internet because Sunny would make one video that would change everything. But before we do that, I need to tell you guys about today's sponsor, Aura. I'll keep.
Oh my god, everybody's getting sponsored by Aura. What is happening, bro? Also, why is this video so low? Is it me? Or is this video like actually just really low? But everyone's getting sponsored by Aura, dude. Insane. Okay.
Mindset on YouTube, which was his first. Sunny would post the go to the link in my bio and try it out. Thanks, Aura. Now, on March 9th of 2020, Sunny would post the video Boogie2988, the worst mindset on YouTube, which was his first ever commentary video. In this video, Sunny directly criticizes Boogie's victim mindset and the constant excuses he has for his failure. Now, for those that don't know, Boogie2988 was one of the OG YouTubers during the glory.
It's such a sad thing what happened to Boogie, but like, I can't lie, it's also his fault. Lying about having cancer is crazy, Boogie. It's crazy, dude.
Days of YouTube. And he literally had like no haters back during his peak. Like he was the type of YouTuber that if you hated him, then you were the problem.
Yeah.
But during 2019, he got into a lot of crazy scandals and controversy that completely destroyed his reputation, and he didn't take any accountability for it. I won't get into all that because that will require its own video, but you get the point. At the time of his downfall, everyone was making a video on him. It was basically free views.
We've been talking a lot about mindset on this channel recently, so I want to analyze Boogie's really garbage mindset. All right, let's start by talking about mental health. Boogie seems to have no actual idea about what causes bad mental health.
This was the first video that had a lot of his signature trademark style, like reading comments to signal the public opinion.
I've changed. Season 69, episode 420. The master manipulator at it again. I messed up. I'm a broken person. I'm sorry. Please send views. I've changed. No, you haven't, boy. Grown man. 2 weeks without social media has changed.
Looking at his page right now, this is his first ever uploaded video, but it wasn't the first video that he ever made. And even though it has nearly 2 million views, when it was originally posted, it only got maybe around 30,000 views in the first 90 days. But this style
that's still great though. Like
struck was Sunny, and he just kept on rolling with it. Over time, the video slowly progressed into having better editing, using less of his face and having more of a serious tone. The video that really took his channel to a new level was the impossible downfall of Stampy. It basically talked about the rise and fall of the legendary Minecraft YouTuber Stampy. It basically incorporated.
Did he turn into a PDF file, bro? Like most Minecraft YouTubers.
The same formula as any rise and fall video, describing how he blew up and describing the exact pinpoint.
Yes, he did. Okay. All right.
Of what caused his career to go downhill. Just like with his other videos, it did not blow up immediately, but over the course of a couple months, it got nearly 5 million views. The next day after posting this video, over the course of a couple months, it got nearly.
Imagine making almost 50,000 off of one fucking video, bro. What a payoff. What a payoff. Insane.
5 million views. The next day after posting this video, Sunny would break 10,000 subscribers. And 1 month later, he would reach 100K. Sunny knew that this was the style to go in. So he would make a ton of videos that focused on the rise of big people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Penguin Zero. And then he would make downfall videos on big creators like Minilad, popular MMOs, Dan Bilzerian, and many more. And at first, the upload frequency was half success stories, half downfall stories. And Sunny would slowly remove himself as much as possible to really fit more into the role of the narrator. The videos went from showing his face every time he talked to only showing his face half the time to never showing his face at all. And as his channel got bigger, he removed all traces of his past. His history, his personal info, a lot of that just became completely unknown. But this was working. As Sunny was
I mean, it got to a point where niggas didn't even know he was an actual person. I've seen comments on his page that says Sunnyv2 is the worst YouTuber ever because he's just using AI. Meanwhile, it's actually him.
Bigger, he was getting better and better at what worked for the algorithm. There were 3 things he realized that helped make a video blow up. First, the watch time / retention, which is the percentage of the video that people watch. Second is the click-through rate, which is how often people click on your video when they see it in the homepage. And third is the competition / the genre placement, which is how you stand out in your niche of content. He even revealed this in a deleted video from September 18th, 2020, how to make a video go viral.
So let's do a little sum up here. You need all 3 aspects in order to make a video go viral. Firstly, you need a strong watch time. Secondly, you need a high click-through rate. And finally, you need both of these to compete in your specific genre of video and be higher than the other videos in that specific genre. The more competition in a genre, the higher your watch time and click-through rate has to be in order to compete.
With watch time, Sunny realized that shorter was better, so his videos went from a maximum of 25 minutes to maybe only a maximum of 12 minutes. And he'd write his videos to get straight into the topic, no filler or fat. And to get a much better click-through rate, he developed a very signature style of thumbnails that really popped out. While also
if you ever see a thumbnail like that, you know it's a Sunnyv2 video. But niggas be copying, bro.
exact titles as dramatic as possible. The Deserved Downfall of Lipsy Jimmy, The Tragic Tale of Notch, Tanacon, The Biggest Failure in YouTube History. These titles all speak for themselves in terms of what it presents. And with competition, Sunny would elevate his editing and his research to a whole new level. Every single second of a video had complex animations, effects, transitions, the whole kit and caboodle. Just one frame of a video looked like it took hours to complete. And he would usually do these videos on very popular creators so that what he talked about would be familiar and also help stand out. His content strategy completely focused on retention, and he wouldn't have any trace of himself in his content at all. No social media, no email, no nothing. There was literally no way you can get in contact with this guy outside of YouTube unless you knew him personally or something. He would go from 100k subs in July of 2020 to 500k subs in September of 2021, and then to 1 million in 2022. And that year was where he struck gold. Now, one of the things that really took his videos to a whole new level was talking about certain topics that people never really actually heard of. The scumbag TikToker who faked Tourette's for clout, the TikToker who thinks she's black, the Instagram model who faked her entire career. No one knows who these people are, but from the title, you know exactly what it is that he's talking about. Which is crazy. The storytelling of this so captivating, but the research that he really put into this was extremely top-notch. Sunny would find the receipts of anything that he was talking about from the deep, dark rabbit hole of the internet. One of the best examples of this was proving about how primitive videos were staged and not real, using specific evidence for what he was talking about. This is Sunny's most popular video to date with over 22 million views, which for a commentary video is pretty fucking crazy. And it really established him as a respectable and unique commentary channel. And it was that year in 2022 where he had the most insane snowball effect, because not only were his newest videos doing great, but his past videos were also racking in tens of thousands of views per day, eventually getting into the millions. In less than 1 year, he went from 1 million to 3 million subs. But with a lot of good comes a lot of bad.
Wait, my nigga, did you?
Sunny's style and how he made.
So you took the shit out the left nostril and now it's in the right nostril. Okay.
Would get quite a lot of criticism. There were a lot of people who felt like he was extremely dramatic and exaggerated the situations of topics that he picked. He made small topics like an argument on the Impulsive podcast seem like the biggest and craziest thing ever. And this can be seen in two ways. On one hand, he made things super dramatic for the sake of views, but on the other hand, almost any topic that he picked was extremely interesting from his style. I mean, if you make something that really does not seem that important seem like a big deal, it really shows just how good you are at telling a story, right? But with a lot of people, it was just seen as.
So I'm okay. So how did Sunny even get hated? I never hated Sunnyv2, but I remember when I used to watch his videos for this channel, like I've watched a few of his videos, I would see comments, niggas just hate him, bro.
Too much, and honestly, some of the stuff he talked about was just inaccurate. In one video, he claims how Ali A's career was completely dead, but that guy still gets millions of views. That's not exactly a dead career last time I checked. In another video, he claims that Smosh lost 91% of their audience, but how exactly he got that number is very unclear. His video talking about Ninja's downfall was also heavily criticized by YouTuber Little Joel.
But Ninja fails to realize the reason people perceive him as fake is not because he's toxic, not because he's family friendly. It's because, once again, he's trying to be something that he's not in order to appeal to an audience instead of just being who he truly is. People liked him most when he was the old toxic ninja.
That's what I'm talking about, dude! So I guess I find this one of the more interesting moments in the video, and a telling one, where Sunnyv2 essentially asserts, without any sort of knowledge of Ninja, what his authenticity looks like. Maybe it is true that he used to enjoy screaming on the internet. Who doesn't enjoy it? Who doesn't enjoy it? But the reality is, there's a possibility that it's not inauthentic that he's changing. He's just like becoming a different guy, kinda.
I mean, that's true. You can't stay the same forever, bro. You change.
Like, he's not exactly the same as the person you liked. Does that inherently mean that he has some deep moral failing? Are you the ninja sage? Do you know everything that goes on inside of his mind? You know, what is the standard of evidence that we're using here to assert that this man...
Just emotion, bro. Sunnyv2 pissed because niggas hated him because they thought he was trying to be like Ninja. So now he made a video on Ninja. That's crazy. No, I'm just kidding, bro.
Is bullshitting you because he's done some internal changing.
As it just seemed really inaccurate. And when Sunny made a video about how Dream's face reveal ruined his career, he got a ton of backlash from the community. But numbers-wise, all of these videos still had a pretty solid like-to-dislike ratio. And they all got millions upon millions of views. So outside of Sunny dislike, a back show, and they all got millions. millions upon millions of views.
Getting 10K, bro. Over 10K a month.
He had a very mixed reception. A lot of the people would see him as very problematic and negative. Like he was preying on the downfall of creators so that he could easily make a video on them. And lots of other popular creators didn't really respect Sunnyv2 for his content style.
I don't like Sunnyv2 because most of his videos just prey on somebody's downfall, and it's...
Yikes. Ludwig came out and said he don't fuck with Sunnyv2. Holy.
A lot of negativity. He has some good videos like the 61 hours Mac Miller video, but the rest of them, it's just a lot of surface level research with oftentimes hate comments or just like anecdotal quotes being used as evidence for arguments.
Nothing really summarizes this in the video how Sunnyv2 ruined video essays by Pinely. And a lot of people see Sunny as hypocritical for what he was making because before this he actually ranted about how awful this type of content was. Like the video where he roasted about how commentary channels were extremely lazy and made small situations seem much more worse than they appear.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some random YouTuber you've never heard of with 40,000 subscribers who did something really quite minor. But since I'm a commentary channel, I've figured out a way to make it seem way worse than it really is by framing it in a way that specifically benefits me and skews the reality of the minor situation into something that makes it seem way worse than it really is.
While Sunny is not exactly lazy,
that's crazy, bro.
With this style of content, he definitely is the king of making things seem like a much bigger deal than they are. But easily the most hypocritical fact about Sunny was how he actually made a video ranting about cancel culture. He goes on a 13-minute rant about how annoying it is that people will go out of their way to try and ruin a big internet personality's career over some really small, meaningless bullshit.
On top of this, does anyone feel like hate content on YouTube is at its highest that it's ever been before? Downfall videos, drama videos, cancellations, YouTubers exposed.
Sunny, bro. It's probably the reason why he deleted this video, because this definitely did not age well, bro, because this is literally what you make on your channel, bro. Now I can see why the hates started. I can see why the hate has started for Sunnyv2.
I swear I can't go on YouTube these days without a solid chunk of my recommendations being someone making a mistake or someone getting cancelled or some BS like that. Now you say something moderately inappropriate and you not only risk the cancellation of your YouTube channel but your whole life. Imagine applying for a job in 10 years time. The employer Googles your name and finds out that 10 years ago you dropped an N-bomb on a YouTube video that was blown way out of proportion by some schmuck just trying to get some clicks.
But Sunnyv2 literally is now the person that he rants about.
I'm about to say, yeah, you do that, bro.
In this video.
Come on.
He makes whole entire videos trying to find the worst of the worst when it comes to any influencer. In his video about Skeppy, he literally talks about how the use of the N-word contributed to the downfall of his career. And it was actually this video that led to his very first ever response from a creator he made the video about, as Skeppy felt the need to actually go back.
Dog. Skep. You know who he looks like? You know who he looks like? Oh my god, this is gonna be so fucked up. But do you know who he looks like? Skeppy. Skeppy, bro. Skeppy, bro. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Okay? I'm not trying to be an asshole, Skeppy. Hear me out, Skeppy. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Okay.
Back at him. Skeppy starts out the video also pointing out the hypocrisy with Sunny's videos, and also points out some of his very ridiculous arguments, like how he possibly could have faked ordering 73 pizzas.
Suddenly, people began to question whether or not Skeppy's other videos could have possibly been fake. For example, there was this video in which Skeppy would apparently order 72 pizzas to Bad Boy Halo's house, yet Skeppy wouldn't actually show the entire phone call during which he apparently ordered the 72 pizzas.
It's a customer service, how can I help you?
Hi, what's the most amount of pizzas I can order? I'm having a party right now.
No, we don't have a limit.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, have a good night. I ordered it.
Then when the pizzas showed up to Bad Boy Halo's house, he'd only show 3 pizzas being opened. How do we know that he didn't only order 3 pizzas and sit them on top of a stack of empty boxes? Plus, there are only...
Cause nigga, what pizza shop is just giving out empty boxes, Sonny?
37 pizzas in this shot. Where are the other 35 pizzas that you claim to order in both the title and in the video?
Where did the missing pizzas go?
I have over 10 creators written down on my whiteboard, so it's more just a matter of who do I start with.
Or also how Sunny called him a ripoff of the MrBeast game channel, even though he created his channel before MrBeast created his gaming channel. Skeppy also...
I hate that shit, bro. I hate that shit. It's always about who's bigger, not who did it first, and that should be pissing me off. How you gonna tell him he a copycat of Mr. Beast when he made his channel before Mr. Beast? Sorry, Mr. Beast is bigger than me, but I didn't copy him, bro. Fuck.
Scam allegations that Sunny2 brings up, which were possibly the worst of the entire video. Skeppy's video got quite a lot of praise and actually caused a lot of backlash back to Sunny, but none of these controversies that I just talked about really affected Sunny's career in any possible way. They were just small little incidents. Sunny still had a very solid audience and was getting tons of views. Say what you want about Sunny in terms of his content and his style, but the one thing you really cannot deny is his hard work ethic and his knowledge of how the algorithm works. A video for Sunny gets a bare minimum of 1 million views, and even then, that's a bad performance on his standards. And over time, Sunny basically influenced a wave of new faceless channels that were all trying to be like him. So many people developed an editing style that was literally just a knockoff of what he does. Dramatic title, dramatic thumbnail, super animated editing, and suspenseful music. And 99% of the time, these videos are all talking about some creator's downfall. Everyone was using this formula, and it worked for a lot of people. I mean, I do the same fucking thing on this.
I was about to say, yeah. I was what did I just watch? When Going Viral Ruins Your Life. Isn't that by? I'm pretty sure this is by him. I'm pretty sure that video is by him. Let me double check, bro. Let me double check, because I'm pretty sure that video is by him. When Going Viral Ruins Your Life. I reacted to that not too long ago. Yeah. When Going Viral Ruins Your Life. Insane. Insane.
This channel to some extent. Let's be real here. I'm a giant hypocrite of this. Faceless channels have become one of the giant new side hustles that everyone's really trying to get in on. And Sunny was one of the careers that really inspired it because he showed that it worked. And you could say it had a negative effect on the content of YouTube overall because a lot of people were just simply trying to monetize off negativity for views. But you can't really blame Sunny for that because he didn't intend for that to happen. The same way that Mr. Beast inspired a lot of brain rot slop is not his fault. He probably doesn't like the fact that a lot of people are doing the exact same thing that he's trying to do. But even with all this, there wasn't really that much bad stuff to say about Sunny until the Chris Tyson video. Around the time that Chris Tyson announced that she was transgender and was changing her name to Ava, Sunnyv2 made a video titled How Chris Tyson Will Become a Nightmare for Mr. Beast.
You know what's crazy? I saw this video and I was gonna react to it, and then I forgot and never reacted to it. But let's see what happened.
Now, in the video, Sunny makes the argument that Ava's transition will be bad for the Mr. Beast brand and will lead to the entire downfall of the company. Because this puts Mr. Beast in a lose-lose situation. Either he lets Ava stay and then loses his audience because everyone hates Ava, or he fires Ava and then gets canceled for it. He also theorized that this whole change was very forced for diversity and inclusion and compares it to how Hollywood forces all of this new diversity into films and stuff. But this isn't the same thing. Hollywood
what did you circle on his ring finger?
All of this new diversity.
Was he married?
Films and stuff. But this isn't the same thing, and it came off as extremely transphobic. On top of the fact that he uses a lot of hater comments to really try and kind of represent his own views while not really saying it directly. Lots of YouTubers spoke about how out of pocket this video.
That's the one thing about YouTube that pisses me off, is that a nigga will leave a hate comment and niggas will hide behind the likes, bro. They'll hide behind the likes. Just press like. The reason why I fuck with Twitch is because niggas have to stand on business, bro. If they want to say some hate or they agree with some hate, they need to put it in the chat that they agree with the hate or say whatever the fuck they wanted to say. That's why that's like, nobody loves hate comments, but like, bro, I would respect you more if you leave a hate comment on a Twitch live stream than like a hate comment on under a YouTube video. That's just corny, bro.
Was. It even caused Mr. Beast to respond himself on Twitter.
This is
getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my fucking friend and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. It even caused legendary commentary channel D'Angelo Wallace to come out of retirement to make a video about it. This video...
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but if she's legendary, I'm gonna take your word for it. She came out of retirement.
It got over 170,000 dislikes and probably was his most hated video of all time.
Damn.
And he also lost 20,000 subs from it too.
Damn.
Sunny never got backlash in any type of way before this video came out. So how did he respond to all of it? Well, by not really responding at all. The most he really did was change the video title to How Will the Chris Tyson Situation Affect Mr. Beast? Having a slightly less negative tone with his opinion, but overall still stood on business. He would never formally address anything, and this kind of can be foreshadowed from the very first commentary video.
High self-esteem people don't have an argument. They just go, haha, yeah. and then move on with their day. Arguing with random people on the internet is like the biggest sign of low self-esteem and just generally being a loser.
Sunny knows that he would only bring—
he's not wrong. He's high key not wrong. I don't argue with niggas on the internet, bro. I used to troll hate comments just to fuck with them because I always just found them funny, and I would like love to rage bait them, but I was never serious. And even in Twitch chat, like, I feel like once I get to the point where niggas is chatting for real, I feel like I crash out, but like I'd be doing it for a bit. I don't think I'd be seriously crashing out on niggas, because if it's like something real serious, I'd expect my mods to ban the nigga, delete the comment, or time him out, whatever the case is.
Bring more attention by addressing it and doubling down on it. His main focus is on the content, but what also helped Sunny in this situation was also the lack of personality that he had. This may sound passive aggressive, but it's kind of hard to see Sunny as an actual human. In all of the videos, he's a deadpan narrator that you never really see. He doesn't use the words like I or me or anything like that. And like I said before, he doesn't really have any personal social media outside of the actual—
Yeah, so you can't even hate that nigga, bro. You can't even be like, yo, nigga, what the fuck you talking about, Mr. Beast fault? You just gotta say it under his video, and then he probably won't even fucking see it.
channel. It's kind of like fighting with an AI bot. He would just continue posting—
and that's why niggas thought Sunnyv2 was AI.
videos, and eventually things would just pass on naturally. This kind of gave him a mixed reception because a lot of the creators who were inspired by him would see him as immune to cancel culture, even though he is a very big part in what he calls cancel culture. And when taking a look at view stats, his channel would still continue to have a very steady— he calls cancel culture. And when taking a look at view stats, his channel would still continue to have a very steady rise. But it would start to slow down a bit after this video and have a slightly different trajectory. The subs—
I was trying to figure out what the name of that app was, because I use vidIQ, and I would see like the blue stuff, and then I would see niggas with the red shit, and I was like, what the fuck is this red shit? Now I know.
Now I know. As rapidly, but it's not like as if he lost his entire audience that would constitute for a downfall video or something. And he would get his respect a year later because, as we know, Ava would eventually get exposed for texting kids. Lots of people would come back to apologize for judging him, but there's something that really needs to be pointed out about the situation that no one else really is talking about. Yes, Sunny did predict that Ava would be a nightmare for Mr. Beast. I mean, even I admitted to that. It was one of the biggest drama topics of 2024. I think everybody knows about it. But how Ava became a nightmare for Mr. Beast was not really the same reasons that Sunny predicted.
No.
Sunny's video was talking about how Ava simply transitioning was enough to take down Mr. Beast and his career. And yes, Ava did get a lot of hate for transitioning. I mean, if you look at any picture from Mr. Beast's Instagram, you will see all the top comments are completely shitting on Ava. But what made Ava a nightmare for Mr. Beast wasn't the transition alone. It was the fact that she was texting kids. Which—
yeah, like the transitions never was a big deal for me personally. I was like, this is what I made a video on, the fact that she texting like, bro,
she did way before she came out as trans. That is not something that Sunnyv2 predicted. It's a completely different thing. And even when this was a huge issue, it didn't destroy Mr. Beast's brand. Last year was objectively his biggest year in terms of subscriber growth. Yes, he got a lot of hate from all the drama and some very reasonable criticism, but when you actually look at the numbers, he did get a lot—
what does he have, 400 million subscribers now?
lot more love than hate. Sunny was trying to make the argument that Ava would completely be the downfall of Mr. Beast as a whole, but that just simply did not happen. And from here on out, there was a very weird shift in Sunny's content. In 2023, he still had some really cool videos like the TikTok family that made millions lying about their height, or the video talking about the YouTubers who had the best reputation. But in 2024, his videos felt off, like something changed. Now, the editing was better than ever with much higher quality, and he was posting every Thursday. But with some of the videos, it makes you ask if he just straight up ran out of ideas or something. Like the video where he talks about No Poop July, which was started by OK Kron, a TikToker I know personally who pretends to not poop for the entire month of July. Kron does this every year, and it's like a very big part of his fan base and community. Sunny did this one video where he dived into the trend completely and overanalyzed the entire thing, taking it way too seriously. Like he went into the whole lore of this joke and acted like as if it was this completely awful thing, which it wasn't. I mean, listen, on this channel, I talk about a lot of stupid TikTok trends that have inspired a lot of bullshit. This is not one of them. Sunny tried to use examples on Reddit of people claiming that they tried not pooping, but there's nothing that suggested that Kron influenced this at all. There's an example of someone on TikTok who—
bro, if you took it serious, the nigga really didn't poop for 30 straight days, you're just an idiot, bro. You can't hold your bowels for 30 days. Okay? Even if you're trying to hold it, at some point it's going to be too much, and it's either just going to come out by itself or you're going to fucking die, nigga. You can't hold your bowel movements.
Who did stop pooping, but not because they were doing some type of challenge, but because they physically could not poop. Sunny tried to make it seem like it was this horrible thing so that he could get a good video out of it, but it just wasn't. And it kind of just showed how badly he was really lacking creatively. Like, he would have some really good commentary here and there. Like, he did predict 6ix9ine going bankrupt. He posted a video about 6ix9ine's awful financial situation.
I reacted to that, I think.
Before 6ix9ine had to auction all of his possessions off to the IRS for failing.
Fucking idiot, by the way.
To pay taxes. But there were also other videos that did not age well, like the video about how Nikocado Avocado was at rock bottom emotionally and financially, and then he comes back skinny and reclaims his entire audience. This was posted just days before Nick revealed the giant weight loss. But to be fair, no one could see that coming.
Yeah.
But overall, Sunny's content seemed to be taking a direction that just overall had less passion. And then out of nowhere, he just stopped posting. His last video was on March 20th, talking about how microtransactions ruined Plants vs. Zombies. A pretty accurate
It's almost been
video,
3 months.
But after this, complete silence. He never missed a Thursday, but then just left. There wasn't an announcement of any kind, just poof, gone.
Yeah, because he has no
There's lots of
social
theories
media.
as to why he left. Honestly, it's probably not voluntary. A lot of signs point to the fact that his channel got demonetized. And if it's true, that just would simply make sense. Like I said, when it comes to his channel, he doesn't sell merch, he doesn't do sponsors, he doesn't really do anything outside of the AdSense revenue when it comes to making money. His content is specifically engineered to be as engaging as possible, so if that means not doing sponsors for the sake of having high retention, well then he doesn't do sponsors. Again, it's why he gets views, and it's actually pretty smart when you think about it. It's also very risky because if your channel gets demonetized, then it basically diminishes your only source of income, which
is bad. This is why you don't put your eggs in one basket, nigga. Like, yes, retention, but at the same time, bro, like, if you don't have sponsors, if you're not selling merch, if you're not streaming, if you're not investing that money, bro, if your channel gets demonetized, nigga, you lost your cash cow, bro. Not necessarily, though, because at that point, if you're that big, at that point, you can pivot and be like, yo, y'all, I'm about to start streaming and all of this stuff now. Come to the Twitch, whatever the case is, or, you know, I'm selling merch, not like my first time selling merch. What, you know, I'm like, I don't know. You can pivot when you're that big. I mean,
clearly it did for him. And considering his extremely high level of editing and the research he puts into his videos, he definitely has a team that he has to hire. But it's not like as if he wasn't making a lot of money. Now, doing like the rough calculations for the views he's gotten, it's estimated he's made somewhere between $1.6 million to $10.6 million.
Damn.
I know that's a very wide window, but this is a very rough calculation I'm getting off of Social Blade and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Social Blade always does like a range.
Do we know his channel has gotten demonetized? Well, for one, the post community section on his channel was randomly just removed. On YouTube, you can't just manually remove your own community post.
Well, I mean, I have posts. I'm able to post to put up posts on my YouTube channel, and I'm not even monetized on any of them, so I don't know.
Section. Like, I can't do that on my own channel. That gets removed when your channel has violated a certain amount of guidelines, which for him seems like that has happened. So clearly his content has violated guidelines in a certain type of way that has not allowed him to make any more money. And if he gets demonetized, well, he has no way of making money. How exactly he got these guidelines is completely up in the air. The only
I'm willing to say that Sunnyv2 is a smart guy, and even if YouTube was his only source of income, I hope that he invested in real estate or just invested in stocks or found a way to make his money grow outside of YouTube. I would assume he did that, but who knows?
The way he can make a comeback is 1, his channel gets remonetized, or 2, he starts a completely new channel and starts from scratch. But how that audience will transition over is completely unknown based on how he plans to do it. It's also likely Sunny might just not really want to get involved with drama anymore on YouTube. Being a content creator and only focusing on drama can get really, really, really fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
It goes to the point where it makes people depressed. I speak on experience from this. And honestly, it's pretty likely this has happened to Sunny too. Maybe he saw this as a sign to go in a completely new direction with his content and just with life in general.
See, with me, I just be reacting to shit. Sometimes it's drama, sometimes it's not drama. I mean, like who's my GOAT? Who's my GOAT? Patrick CC, my GOAT. Nick Crowley, my GOAT. Both of them don't do like drama too much in terms of like their commentary videos. Nick Crowley does like creepy shit, which is fire ass shit. Patrick CC does like just like we just watched one, the Kurt Angle one, where it just described how Kurt Angle's life went from tragedy to finally getting out of addiction and this, that, and the third. He's just telling a story. It's not drama. But yes, I do watch a lot of drama videos too. But I'm not the one making them, so it doesn't get exhausting for me. It doesn't get exhausting for me.
Now it will lead him in a direction that will help inspire people in a good way. But one thing's for sure, if Sunny does put the same energy and work ethic that he put into YouTube into a different field, he will succeed. Hopefully, he can make a comeback on his own terms.
W Blanko, W video, bro. Dude, this is scary shit, bro. I wonder what happened to Sunny, bro.